Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow, it actually worked.
That feels great, you know. I think with oh my gosh.
That was a rare bad throw by Tom Brady. Actually, you know what? Before you score, let me take a picture of this, just so I have as proof. Okay, all right. Yep. Oh yeah, nice go no huddle. All right, now I'm in the cooker. Yep, got my user. I fell asleep in deep half. Oh, what a dot. Beautiful freeform throw. That is the Henry special right there. When you play somebody at your level, you're just like, I have no answer.
So as far as like done it, I feel like there's oh my gosh.
He got caught in traffic. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Yeah, no, that's something pretty cool that they added.
Yeah, I was throwing that there just to get it up. No, you're not going there this time.
I definitely was looking out.
Taking it away. I'm so lost offensively. I'm lost for questions. I would ask.
Oh yeah, I see it. I don't know if you see it though. You don't see it.
Oh, of course I saw it. But yeah, man, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you having me.
Playing a little Madden with the top player in the world, you know, getting to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
Fresh off that belt, the third straight belt victory, the ultimate kickoff. How you feeling?
Feeling good. I just recently played the tourney this weekend. It was this weekend. Didn't make it. I'm still in. I'm in a win and get in right now, so I just got to win one more game.
How does that work?
Pretty much just double elimination. So it's about 7 games to make it in. So when you see us playing in like the final 8 of the tournament, when you see us actually going to like win the belt and whatnot, the games before is the tournament I'm talking about now. That's a double elimination, and I made it all the way to the win and get in. This is like the qualifiers for it, and I just have one more game to play. So if I can get past that, then I'll be able to make the event again.
Okay, and that's Ultimate Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, this is Ultimate Thanksgiving too.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so you got a little pressure, a little bit.
Yeah, a little pressure. Yeah, you know, I really want to continue the streak I got going on. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, just been stressing a little bit, but
how hard is it to get back into that final 8, you know, consistently?
It's difficult, man. You know, it was pretty hard before. Previous years in Madden, they used to have it around like final 16, and then just recently they changed it to final 8 for the tournament. So, you know, it's definitely hard. You know, you run into the best of the best all the time. So, you always got to just play a game and honestly hope things go your way sometimes. And I've been lucky enough for it to consistently happen for me.
Yeah, and plus, you know, you're the king, right? Everybody's coming for the crown. They're coming for the throne.
Yeah. A lot of people want to be where I'm at, man.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Man. No doubt. I mean, okay. All right. So for the people who are not aware of this, because that's kind of the purpose of this whole thing, right? For the people who are not aware of the MCS and of you, explain where you are now. Explain where people want to be, which is where you're at.
Okay, yeah. So pretty much where I'm at, I would say I'm not trying to like, you know.
No. Let it go. Let it fly. Come on.
I am like the top of the top. You know, I've done just about every single thing possible. I've been number 1 like the last 3 tournaments in a row. And before I was even getting number 1, I was making every single live event, which is pretty rare. You know, I've been playing Madden for around 3 years competitively now. That's when I was allowed to compete, and I'm almost number 1 in live events made, and Madden has been doing competitive since around Madden 16. So a lot of people have 4-year head starts, and I'm already caught up with them. So without, you know, sounding too crazy, I'm as good as it can get, pretty much.
Yeah, they can say that you're being cocky, that you're being, you know, whatever, but like the numbers back it up, right? It's not cocky if it's true. It's just facts. So that makes perfect sense. I'm gonna roll with the Bills because I've been using them. Do you find it? Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I've been using them on head-to-head for a while, just because I like Josh Allen. Not the whole like I'm gonna run around with Josh Allen all day and everything else. Like I play in a league with like 20 people, and I'm the Browns because I grew up in Northeast Ohio. I live in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. But I went with the Bills because they got Josh Allen's got that quick pass release, which is way more helpful when you're playing online, as you know. So
I got Brady just because, I mean, it's Brady.
Of course, of course. I thought you might go with your Bears for a second. I was like, oh, what are you going uniform wise? I didn't see. Did you just pick it straight up?
Yeah, I just did straight up. It's just the white.
All right, I'm gonna go all blue. All right, let me pull up my list of questions for preparation here. 1 second here. Okay, so where are you from, Henry? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
Where was I born? I was born in Munster, Indiana.
Where? What is the nearest large city close to that?
Indianapolis. So
okay,
yeah, I was born there, but I mean, I grew up in Chicago.
Okay.
The city of Chicago. So I pretty much say I'm from Chicago, but I was born in Indiana.
Okay. And then you call Austin home now, right?
Yes, I do call Austin home. You know, I've been here. I think I just hit a year a month ago. I've been here around a year. I like it a lot. You know, the weather's nice. That's probably the biggest thing, the weather, you know. I went outside today. It was about 60 degrees, and it caught me off guard. You know, I'm not too much used to that.
Yeah.
Since I've been out here, you know. Being in Chicago in the winters, man, that was tough, man.
Hey, man. It's 44 here right now, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, man, it's tough, man. It is. So, you know, I don't mind this too much.
Okay.
It didn't shock me though. My first one out here last year, you know, it was around 30 degrees and they like shut down everything. They caught me off guard.
Oh yeah, man. Any of the southern states, as soon as it starts to snow, they panic.
Yeah, they just shut down everything. I was shocked, and I had no food in the house. So
no.
Yeah, they shut down everything, man. So I was just hungry that day.
You're sitting here thinking, man, I've won over $500,000 in Madden, and I'm going hungry because the weather guys shut everything down. What's going on here? What life am I living? Why'd you move to Austin?
I moved to Austin. A big thing was I always talked about moving on my own. I was gonna come out here with a friend, Wesley, and Madden KING. Everybody, if you know him, you know him. I was gonna come out here first. Then he came out here by himself, and I was like, I'm gonna stay home for another year. Then I started having some problems at home. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna come down there. You know, the internet's good. That's a big thing. But that was one of my problems at home. Being that I play Madden, I need good internet to compete. And you know, I was lagging in almost every game I played. So you know, that was a big reason.
Hang on, you got to where you got with laggy internet?
Oh man, it was bad, man.
How?
It was bad. Yeah, there's a lot of games where my game would just freeze mid-play. Like it was bad, man. It was a struggle.
I cannot believe that you got there. I cannot believe that you figured out a way to get there with the bad internet. I mean, we in our league, we're like, dude, you need to be hardwired. Like,
oh yeah.
You have to. All right, it's 4th and inches, but I just played Noah and got beat by 38. So I'm gonna go for this, and and don't take it personally. Because I know if he goes anything like how I played him, and he's in MCS, he's conservative. So if it goes anything like it did when I played him, I'm gonna need every possession I can get, and every hot route I can get off. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your relationship with Wesley, because don't you guys live in the same apartment building? Was that by design or was that just coincidence?
Yeah, so we lived in the same apartment building. Recently, we were roommates together, but recently he moved away just because, like, I'm gonna be honest, it just didn't work out. So recently he did move away, but we're still good friends and all that, you know. We actually go to the gym with each other every single day. I just got back from the gym with him recently.
Oh, okay.
Actually.
Okay.
So we go to the gym, we play basketball together, we still go out to eat, things like that. So we're still pretty good friends.
Okay. It's just like, you know, I get it. He needed to get his own place, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I've been there. I understand. So you played basketball together. What kind of interest did you have growing up outside of playing, you know, Madden?
Interest?
Yeah.
Big
like
interest.
what hobbies did you have?
Hobbies? I used to love drawing. I used to love drawing a lot. You know, I was never into like anime and things like that, but I used to love drawing like the characters and stuff because I just thought it looked cool.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any artwork on you that you could show off?
I don't have anything on me.
Okay.
It's all back at home in Illinois. I used to, draw Goku and things like that. Other than that, to pretty much basketball. I've always been a huge fan of basketball. I love basketball more than anything. everything. So
Who's your favorite team? Is it the Bulls?
favorite team, yeah, Bulls. I'm a Chicago everything type of guy.
I respect that.
Yeah, I always go after my team.
I had two guys open there, but I got scared. I threw like 5 picks last game, man. I'm scared.
PTSD.
Okay, so when did you start playing Madden? Let's get down to the real nitty gritty here.
Yeah, I started playing Madden back in Madden 13. That was my first time playing Madden. You know, I used to be pretty bad, man. I used to, you know, I'm a Bears fan. I used to trade every single player around the NFL to the Bears, and I would go and play the computer on rookie and then try to beat him by like 70 points. You know, I was pretty bad back then, but you know, that was my excitement, man. That was my excitement. And then, you know, after that, that's when I started getting into like online head-to-head and things like that. You know, I used to lose a lot, and it used to bother me. So I just spent a lot of time just playing nonstop and trying to get better, so I can beat people. You know,
yeah, and obviously that's paid off, right?
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be a weak play here, but I'm taking the points if I can make it. All right, tell me about this. Since I'm taking this 59-yard field goal, what happened when you missed that field goal in the ultimate kickoff final?
Oh yeah, that field goal, man. That's a funny one. So pretty much what happened was before the tournament, you get like a lot of practice games and stuff like that. And in those practice games, you don't normally take 3 because it's just a practice game and like you don't really need the points. It doesn't matter. So in my eyes, I was kicking a PAT, you know, the kick after the touchdown. And, you know, I just wasn't thinking, you know.
You don't have power because you're trying to get the timing.
Yeah, I was in that practice mode, so I went slow power, you know, trying to make sure I just get the accuracy right. And as soon as I hit the button, like, I'm sure you saw my reaction, I'm like, oh my God, I just missed.
Yeah, you were like, I can't believe I just missed that. And you're trying to keep your composure because you know you got the camera on you the whole time, but like, you're like, I cannot believe I just missed a field goal. Like, there's 3 points off the board.
Yeah, man, it's tough, you know. I know Noah was like feeding off of that energy too.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
So it was super tough.
Let me ask you about him for a second. I was watching his breakdown of that game on his YouTube page, and he talked about how you guys had played like in regs before you ended up playing in the MCS, you know, Ultimate Kickoff tournament in the final. What is like the logic behind playing against each other like that? Is it like coincidence, like you just get on and you happen to play each other, or is it something else?
Oh yeah, so like playing each other before the game, a lot of it is just you need like practice versus each other. You know, you want to play the game a little bit before you get into the tourney. And since we were on opposite sides, we felt like it'd be good for us to practice. And if we met in the finals, we met in the finals. You know, it ended up happening. You know, it wasn't too much other people to play, so we did have to resort to playing each other, and that's like the main reason.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mike.
Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, nice go no huddle. All right, now I'm in the cooker. It's so funny how you guys like play differently, but you also play similarly. Like just blasting cover 2 with routes like that. Like
yeah, it's a lot of time.
It just verts out a bunch. Like I get it. Like I totally get it. But it's like, as somebody who plays in a league and has won some Super Bowls in that league, but like also doesn't win every year, it's like when you play somebody at your level, you're just like, I have no answer. Like no matter what, I have no answer. Okay, so where'd you go to high school?
I was actually homeschooled.
Oh, you were? Really? All the way up through graduation and everything?
No. So I was in elementary school. You know, 1 through 5. You know, I did that.
Okay.
And then my mom pulled me out. Her reasoning was, when I was in school, I was way ahead in my classes. Mm-hmm. So like while everybody else was doing work, I would just like sit there and be waiting on them because I was finished already. And my mom didn't really like that too much, so she pulled me out. So since grade school, or since elementary school rather, I've been in homeschool, yes.
Okay. Do you think that kind of contributed to you being able to get into Madden?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, I was in the house a lot more than, you know, any like regular kids. So, you know, as soon as I finished my school, I'm like, okay, let me go get on the game. And, you know, I was playing Madden a lot then. And, you know, that was a big help, you know, just being able to play so much. Because I feel like if I was in public school, I definitely wouldn't be where I am today.
No, because you would need to spend that time. You'd be in school and you'd have to, you know, spend that time on schoolwork or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting because that's kind of an advantage, right? I mean,
Yeah, I would say it was. Yeah, I would
it
say it
fast
was.
tracked you a little bit.
While I'm getting homeschooled and stuff, I'm on like my computer doing my work, but I also have up another tab like watching Madden videos and stuff. And, a lot of time that you probably wouldn't have in public school. I got being homeschooled to just spend more time with Madden.
How much did that kind of stuff, like watching the videos and everything, help you out?
It helped a lot. It helped a lot. I always tell people this. Madden is a skill thing, but I would say it's more knowledge than skill. Knowing what does what helps a lot. Even if you're not that great of a player, if you know like they have this guy in the cover two in the back that you can hit like a fade or excuse me, not a fade, a streak up the middle, and you're gonna get past that. So it's just little things like that that really help a lot.
Like how I just had that deep crosser open, but I pump fake to get the ball off because he was there. Well, okay, so would you say that like you're a fast learner then? I mean, based on your school experience, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm a pretty fast learner. I usually get everything pretty fast. I've always been like that. It's just I was blessed with it, I guess.
So
Uh,
it really comes down to reps when it comes to Madden then.
yeah, a lot of it is just coming like just making sure you repeat it and you like master it. I'm a big believer and practice makes perfect. I'm a big believer in that. So as long as you just keep doing it, you'll eventually be better at it.
Okay. So whose videos were you watching when you were watching those Madden videos?
Who's videos? Like, big guy I used to watch. I used to watch like Cookie Boy 17. I used to watch like Addy Cards, Mr. Golden Sports, people like that. I used to watch them a lot. Those like the main people I watched. I used to think they were so cool.
Why? Just because they were making Madden videos and you were like, oh man, this is what I want to do.
Whenever I seen them get a user lurk, I would like run around my house and stuff. And I would repeat like all of their slogans and things like that, and try to beat them as much as possible. They're like a big part of my life.
Oh man, that's so cool. So like that was like kind of your role models growing up then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh no, I'm in a bad spot here. Man, so in our league, Brady got traded back to the Patriots. I got absolutely cooked by computer-controlled Brady.
Computer controlled Brady.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, Brady is actually kind of crazy with the CPU because his awareness and stuff is so high.
Yeah,
so,
like no matter what you
doesn't
run,
look
he
up.
knows where they're going. Like I'm just like, man, I'm playing like a Robo QB right now. I mean, I feel like I'm playing Henry a little bit. Okay, so when did you and Wesley become friends?
Me and Wesley, around like, so we used to actually like compete against each other a lot. Like, I mean, obviously we compete against each other now because like only one person can win at the end of the day. But we didn't like practice with each other and stuff. So I've known him since around like Madden 18, and then when did we start? Like, I think in Madden 20, that's when we started like playing with each other against like friendly games and stuff, trying to get practice in.
Oh man, I cannot run man against crossers. And when did you officially that's when you got to know him, but when did you officially shift to playing competitively? Like going from getting in a franchise and trading everybody to the Bears and beating him, trying to beat the computer on rookie to being like, oh, like I'm serious now.
I would say that was about Madden 18, yeah. So like back then I couldn't compete because there was an age restriction and I just wasn't old enough yet. So what I would do is I would go and play like the best players. I would give them games to see where I was at, and I was actually beating like a lot of the people at the top, and that's when I knew for real that okay, that I can really do this. Like this is something I can actually make money from it.
When was that moment of realization that like, oh, I can actually compete?
Who did I beat? I think I beat Joke. I beat Joke in like a head-to-head game. I was like, yep, I can do this. That's immediately when it was. And for anybody that doesn't know Joke was like the top player at the time. He was like winning a lot of things. And when I beat him, like a lot of people were like, they feared Joke a lot. And me knowing that I could beat him, I'm like, okay, I'm in a position where people can fear me as well.
Why did they fear him?
he's just great, man. He's like one of the best defensive players ever. You know, it's really hard to score on him, and you know he's really good at managing the clock. So it's just a really tough opponent to go in the game and get a win versus. So
what made him a good defensive player?
Made him a good defensive player.
Yeah.
So there's two types of defensive players. You have your people who can cook up like a really great defense, and then you have the other people that can run the defense just extremely good. And what made Joke good was he was extremely great at cooking a defense that you never seen before, and that would just catch a lot of people off guard, and you know people just weren't prepared for that. So that it's just never something you want to play. Being that it's like one game for your life, you don't want to ever see something that you've never seen before. It'll always scare you.
Yeah, of course. Oh, nice ball. Little high throw, huh? Yeah. I saw that. I'm going to try and be a little competitive here. To make it at least somewhat of an interesting game. So you're homeschooled. You got time to play. You're watching everybody, trying to get better. You stacking up against guys. I asked you, when did you realize that you could play, that you could compete? But when did you really get over the hump? Because didn't you run into some situations where early on where you kept losing in the semifinals or something like that when you were super young?
Yeah,
and then kind of got past was it that game or was it something else?
Nah, so a lot of it was, I'm not gonna lie. So for the people that don't know, I had the live event streak, 11 for 11. I would make the tournaments, but I would never really go on a deep run. My first tournament, I got second place. It was looking good from there. And then after that, I pretty much would make the event and then pretty much lose my first game. So I was losing a lot of games like that. I was always good enough. I felt like my biggest problem was I was pretty bad at managing the game. I would just do a lot of just uncharacteristic things, and it would just lose me a game. I would go in the game, and then I would come out, and everybody would say you look like the better player. You just you kind of gave the game to them. Just making a lot of mistakes. So I think clearing up the mistakes, and learning how to manage the game is what helped me the most.
So how did you? Was clearing up the mistakes just watching yourself and being all right, I got to fix that.
No, actually, so there's a few people in the Madden community that actually play football in real life. So pretty much whenever I got into a situation in my game, I would just I would call them up and ask them a question what should I have done here and things like that, and then I would just apply that same logic to every other game I played after that to get through. So being able to do that, once I learned something once. I try to always keep it in my head, and I feel like I've got a lot of almost every single situation mastered now that I didn't before.
You've seen it all.
Yeah.
You know how to deal with it.
Yeah. So there would be situations where I'm only up 3 points, and I need to go get a touchdown, and instead I'm thinking, okay, let me go down and just kick 3 and try to burn the clock. Or instead, if I go get the touchdown, I'll be up 2 possessions. It's just little, just small. Dumb things like that I was just doing, and it cost me a lot of games.
Yeah, you basically weren't. You were almost playing not scared, but playing not to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, switching that winner's mindset. That's what's key, right? Like how I'm about to turn this ball over. Yeah, so you're running with that. Now I just got to throw it away. So I watch these broadcasts of these games, and I see, guys like Clef and other guys who are names in the Madden community commentating. So who did you kind of model your game after as you were making the climb up?
Model my game after. I'm gonna be honest, not really anybody. I kind of feel like I have my own style. I would watch other people. But I'm not gonna lie, whenever I try to mimic somebody else or do something else, it never really worked for me. I found out that just playing how I play is just gonna result in the best way for me. Other people are great at mimicking, but me personally, I'm more of a once I create my own thing. I play kind of I run kind of the same thing as other people, but I just run it different. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because that's kind of what I saw in some of these games, was similar approaches, but just different adjustments.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, it actually worked. I'm like, I'm throwing this. If his safety comes down, I'm throwing this. It doesn't matter. I'm just waiting for it to get picked. So now the problem is that I've earned the wrath of you. Now I'm gonna lose by 100. Okay, let me ask you. You've been on the stage for a little bit now. You got this nice historic streak. What's it like playing in the spotlight? What's it like being the guy on top?
That feels good, man. It feels good. Playing these games, everybody like rooting for me, having people root against me too. I love when people root against me, man.
You got people in Twitter, like in the comments, like,
oh yeah,
down with King Henry.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see me lose just because I won a lot. Which I have no problems with. Like everybody's gonna have their own opinion, and I kind of like it. It kind of feels good to like prove somebody wrong. So being in the spotlight, at first I never thought I would be somebody that really cared for it, but I actually do like it a lot.
Do you embrace the villain role?
Yeah.
Oh, nice juke.
That
was nice. All right, what's it feel like sitting down? I'm guessing that's your bedroom.
Yeah.
You got that camera. I was talking to Noah about this, and he was saying they send you all this equipment and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got that camera on you. Got the pressure on you. What's it like knowing, like, hey, I can go win 50 grand right now?
That feels great. I think with oh my gosh,
that was a rare bad throw by Tom Brady. What was going on there?
It feels great. I support my family a lot with this, and I always feel like I'm good enough to where I'm gonna like make money on the year. So always just having it there feels great.
How do you, I'm not trying to get in your pockets or anything, but like, how have you been able to help your family out?
Oh yeah, I tell people all the time. I'm not scared to say. I grew up pretty poor, so I try to help my mom, and my sisters and stuff as much as I can. So whenever they need something, I try to provide for them as much as I can. I done bought my sister a car. I done paid off my mom's bills for a year and things like that. So there's just been a lot of things that being that I play Madden now that I never thought I'd be able to do, but since I've been winning all this money in Madden, that's allowed me to do.
What do you want to do long term with those winnings? Because I mean, that's a nice little nest egg you got going.
Yeah, I've been looking into real estate. I've said this before. Real estate, that's what a lot of people tell me. So I've been looking into it. I just try to listen to what other people say. I've always been one that believes, and I never know everything, man. So you got to listen to other people. So,
yeah, of course.
Like real estate, stocks, things like that. I've just really been trying to get into it. I'm only 19 right now, so I have a lot of time to really figure it out.
What's your long-term goal? How long? Let's say you keep near this level for, I don't know, 5, 7, 10 years, whatever it is. What do you want to do beyond that?
What do I want to do beyond that? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I really haven't thought that far, honestly. The only goal I have on my mind is I want to retire my mom. That's like the main thing. That's the only thing. That's like the biggest thing. If I could do anything.
What do you need to do to get there?
Need to win more. Need to promote myself more. Things like that. I really just got to work harder, man.
All right. How do you promote yourself? How do you go
myself?
about that? Like, is it being active on Twitch? Is it being a YouTuber? Is it Twitter? What is it?
It's being active on everything, man. We're running on all of these socials. You got to be active on Instagram, Facebook. People still use Facebook and things like that. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Really just even TikTok. Just really attacking all avenues where people can watch. That's like the biggest thing.
What kind of following? Say it. Go ahead.
Staying consistent with it. That's also.
Yeah.
That's like the big thing. As long as you stay consistent.
Yeah, it's tenacity. What kind of if you had to describe your following right now, what's it like? What are you hearing from people who watch you? What are you hearing from the people who want to get your ebooks and learn from you and that kind of thing?
I mean, it's just been going up there, honestly. I check my follower count all the way. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got another 100. Somebody will post something and I'll just get crazy. amounts of views. Somebody did a YouTube video of me, and it's like 500,000 views. I never thought that would be possible. It's actually crazy. I forgot this happened, bro. I went to the gas station earlier to just get some gas, and somebody at the gas station knew who I was.
Whoa, isn't that crazy?
That was pretty crazy. He said,
how often does that happen?
It's happened about like around like 8 times now.
Okay.
The first time it happened, I was shocked. I was just outside helping my mom in the yard, and like we were getting a package delivered by UPS, and the guy just came up and said, "Oh my gosh, I know you! Like I know you! Like you're the guy that plays Madden." I'm like, "Oh snap, that's crazy!" So that was the first time for me, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Has anybody ever come up to you and been like, "I can beat you"?
No, I've never had anybody do that. I've had people like message me that online, but I've never had somebody come up be like, "Yeah, I can beat you." I mean, I had people like joke and say it, but nobody was ever too serious when they said it. I always try to warn people, like, man, it's not gonna work, man. It's not gonna win the game, man.
Right. right. It's like I don't think you understand how much time I spend on this. It's my life. So when you're getting homeschooled, you're about near graduation age, and you're pretty into Madden at that point. Did you ever have to have a conversation with your mom to like explain like, hey, this is something that I want to do. Like, this is something that I can be good at, or did she already see the proof in what you'd done?
She saw the proof. So before, my mom wasn't too sure about it because I wasn't allowed to compete in tourneys and stuff. But I would tell her I was good. And then the first tourney I was allowed to compete in, I had a little money saved up. I was saving money for a long time, and that's when I flew me and her out to Texas so we can play in the Madden Classic back in Madden 20. And then I got second place and I won $25,000. And then I also qualified for the tourney at the end of the year, which is an extra $10,000. So pretty much I won $35,000 guaranteed. And once she saw that, she was like all the way locked in. And I needed that too because a lot of people don't know this, but I spent like my last dollar. I spent my last dollar getting out to that tournament. Man.
Really?
I even ran out of money there. So like I had to, like on the dinner of the night of me leaving, all of our friends went out and stuff to like celebrate because I played Mo in the finals. Mo was one of our friends, and he ended up beating me. So we went out to celebrate with him anyways. And I couldn't even afford my dinner that night, so I had a friend cover for me. So yeah, I used my last dollar, and it really did help me a lot.
Okay, so that had to make your run since then so much sweeter, didn't it?
Oh yeah, man, it felt great. When I seen the $25,000 check, man, I was just sitting there smiling.
You're like,
I was just sitting there smiling.
Even after taxes, that's still gonna be pretty good.
Just smiling, man.
Man, that's quite a climb though, man. Going from being on your last dollar, out there traveling to play Madden, and all of a sudden you win, and now look at you earn the most money in the history of competitive Madden. I mean, have you ever stopped and thought about that?
Oh yeah, I think about it all the time, man. I just always look back at Junior. Junior was leading the earnings list for a long time, man. And then I just sat back and looked. I'm like, I really passed him, man. Like I'm really like, and I got a nice little lead. I got a nice little lead, so I'm like, I always just think about it, just like it's just really is.
I'm sorry if I'm distracting you by asking you all these questions.
Oh, no, you're good.
Actually, you know what? Before you score, let me take a picture of this. Let's do this real quick, just so I have as proof. Okay, all right. Because I know it's not gonna end like this. So, what was it like when you start winning this money and you're not hurting anymore? And oh, what a dot! Beautiful freeform throw. That is the Henry special right there. Where you're like, hey mom, not only can I make money at this, I can help us out doing this.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I always say if anybody, like when I die and go in the grave, if anything is said about me, I want people to know I love my family more than anything. I think that's like the biggest thing. So I try to help out in every avenue I can, and it doesn't just stop at like immediate family, like moms brothers and sisters and fathers and things like that. You know, even like cousins and things like that. If you share my blood, man, or even if you don't share my blood, because I consider a lot of people I met through Madden, like, I don't even call them like Madden friends. I really just call them my family at this point. So, hey, as long as we're together, man, I always try to say, man, I got you.
So that's that's the Henry story, right? How many people are in your family? How many family members do you have?
Well, as far as like siblings, man, I got about like 13 siblings. I got about 13 siblings, brothers and sisters, and just like
you said 13.
Yeah, 13.
How many brothers and sisters?
I have two brothers, and then I have one more on the way, and then I have, let's see, 11 sisters.
Oh my goodness, where are you in that whole group?
I'm around like the upper echelons. I'm like I'm like in third age.
Okay. So you got a lot of people to look after then.
Yeah, man. A lot of people. I try to check in on all of them too. Definitely gets hard keeping up with everybody. For the first time, I actually forgot one of their birthdays. I was like so mad at myself, man, for getting one of their birthdays. Man,
like I was in too deep, man. I was prepping.
It's a lot of hard work, man, to keep up with everybody, man. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty hard work.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I have 3 sisters myself. I had 5 prior to a parental divorce, and it's the same thing. It's a lot. When you got a big family, it's like, man, like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So how's the whole ebook thing going? What kind of feedback do you get from people who play Madden and want to learn from the best?
Yeah, as far as ebook, some of the ebooks. So I'm not gonna lie, I put everything in. I don't want to like downplay anybody, but a lot of people like put in ebooks and they'll just like produce videos just to like get like more like runtime on the videos. But I don't like to do that. I like to put things in where you're going to see me running it when I play. I like to make it as easy as possible. Excuse me, as easy as possible to run as well. But the big thing is, I really want people to understand. So I try to like bring myself down a little bit while I'm making the videos and think, if I was somebody that just bought this without understanding. So, I'll even go to some friends, who don't even play Madden at all. And I'm saying, if you saw this video, would you understand what's going on and things like that? Do you think you can learn something like this? And, they always tell me the same thing, like, it's great. And, as far as feedback, I always get the best of the best feedback. Everybody will tell me, like, yo, I just won 8 games in a row because of you. Thank you so much. I didn't even know little things like this were possible. So, that brings a big smile to my face knowing I helped somebody like that. Oh my gosh, you look.
Yep, got my user. I fell asleep in deep half. How much of what you do you put in there? Is it everything?
Oh yeah, I don't hide anything. I don't hide anything at all. If you see me running it, I'm always going to tell you. If you ever have any questions, I'm always going to help you with that as well. I don't like to hide anything because I feel like it's wrong. You're sitting here, you're buying this, and you're not even getting like the best of the best knowledge. Like I don't agree with that at all. So if I know something, you're gonna know. That's just what it is.
Well, yeah, because it's all kind of out there, right? Like if you watch Twitch or you watch YouTube videos, you can basically see it's all in front of you anyway.
Yeah, so I don't want somebody to see me play and say like, why didn't he put that in there? Like I never want that to happen.
Okay, let me ask you about this because I'm just curious. Because like Madden, there are some football concepts that stick true to the game in the game, but like there's also some other stuff that would only work in Madden that would not necessarily work on a football field.
Right.
So what, like, explain to me the whole like going nickel over in the MCS final.
Oh yeah, so like with Noah likes to run the ball a lot. Like that's like what he bases his.
What's funny? I'm gonna interrupt you real quick because I just played him and he didn't run at all.
He didn't?
No, because he knew he didn't have to.
Okay. Yeah, that's the laid back Noah. Now tournament game, he runs a lot. So like even you mentioned earlier with me and Noah playing practice games, Noah didn't run the ball once in those games. Like I'm not even kidding. He didn't run the ball one time. But as you guys saw in the in the MCS final we just played, Noah ran the ball pretty much every single play. So, with Noah, I knew he was going to come out trying to run the ball. So I wanted to run something where I could stack the box heavy, and that if he does pass, I'm going to blitz him and try to force him to make a mistake. That was my pretty much game plan going into
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So it's
I
about the
didn't want to
pressure.
play. Yeah, I didn't want to play coverage at all. I feel like pressure bursts pipes, man. So I wanted to apply as much pressure as possible, hopefully make him make a mistake, but I also wanted something that could contain his run. I didn't want him to run on me. I wanted him, if he's gonna beat me, he's gonna have to beat me passing the ball.
Right. This is gonna go poorly.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you almost got that. That was a good user. That's a good user.
Yeah, you got to choose one. You got to try to bait and choose. Okay, so that strategy makes sense then. I mean, what would you say about him? What makes him a good enough player to where you guys run into each other like this?
Yeah, I always tell people, if I had to choose anybody that I think is like up there with me, I will always say Noah. Noah's like, I know I've done like pretty well, but Noah's done like extremely well too. He's in his finals. He just won the belt last year. He's making pretty much almost every tourney as well. I always try to bring Noah up because I think he's really good as well. But I think what separates Noah is, there's a lot of things in Madden. So you have your knowledge, you have your stick skill, you have your people that can adjust in the game, and Noah just has the best stick in Madden. And when I say stick, I mean like as far as like controlling a player on the field. Noah's just the best with that. He'll send like 9 people, and it'll be his user versus 8 routes, and he's still gonna stop all 8 routes with his user. I always try to bring Noah up. I don't know how he does it. Noah doesn't even play the game a lot. That's what's crazy. Like somebody like me, I feel like I have to play the game nonstop to be the best. But Noah cannot play for a week, and he'll go out there and he'll beat the top player. He just has that dog in him, man. He just knows how to get it done, man. So I always try to bring Noah up. I think Noah's like one of the best. Just a great defensive player. Finds a way on offense every time, and it's always gets it done.
What's your relationship with him like?
My relationship, I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't talk to Noah a lot at all. Like, I think the last time me and Noah spoke was after that tournament game. We just pretty much just say good games to each other. Good sportsmanship.
So it's like a Magic and Bird type of thing,
Yeah,
almost like or I don't know, maybe a Kobe and LeBron for a different era, whatever you might want to go with.
Yeah, something like that. We pretty much just compete versus each other, man. That's pretty much all it is.
That's interesting. Okay. By the way, I knew you were going to that route to Evans. I just knew I had to guard the bunch, and I was like, oh, he's gonna go over there. He's gonna freeform right in the corner. Of course, it's exactly what you did.
Yeah, I always look forward to that one.
That's what happens. That's interesting though. That like, because like I asked him about you, and he's like he's the best in the world for a reason, but I could tell like that loss was still lingering, and I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna throw a pick.
Oh, man.
You're a little ahead of that. I threw it right.
That's what got way ahead.
Got me read like a book. What is I'm trying to like bridge the gap here with this story between like obviously you guys are in the elite tier of competitive Madden players, but like you don't get a lot of recognition. Oh, I had him open. Vita Vea ruining my dreams. You don't get a lot of like attention in the mainstream because esports, for as much as it's taking off, it still is not there. Like you go on Good Morning Football and they do a little interview with you, which I thought was great, but it's like that's it. Like that's so how do you kind of describe or what would you like say to the person who doesn't understand esports, like why they should watch, why they should follow somebody like you?
Why you should follow somebody like me? I think I would say I'm pretty entertaining. When I stream on Twitch, I make a lot of people laugh. I try to make the game as entertaining as possible. But a big thing too, I would like to say I'm pretty humble. I answer every single question possible. A big thing about me, I know why people watch me. I know people think I'm like, they think I'm the best. So they want to get info out of it. So I try to help people as much as possible while I play, make them understand why I did this, why I did that, and little things like that. And I think people really do appreciate that. It's worked so well for me. It's worked well for me so far. I think the big thing is just staying consistent with it because with me, I was never consistent with it. I never really attacked it. My mind was solely on just go out there and win games. I never really cared about anything else. But now that I'm getting along, I'm starting to really care about content creation and things like that. So that's really been my main
What do
focus.
you want to do in content creation? Like, what's your kind of approach to that?
It's what we spoke on earlier. I want to get into like TikTok, posting TikToks, just YouTube videos, things like that. Getting on Facebook, pretty much just attacking all socials possible. That's like the big thing. And then, maybe after that, it won't be just Madden. People can watch me because they just want to see what I'm doing in life and things like that. So
Yeah, right. Like eventually they should be like, hey, I want to know what Henry does outside of playing Madden because I like watching him. Speaking of that entertainment value, can I get past White? Oh, I gotta know. When you beat Noah, you were all fired up, and instead of you like letting it rip, you're just like, I'm gonna sit back in my chair, relax, radical, dude. What was up? What was that? Why that approach?
Yeah, so when I won the Madden Bowl last year, back in Madden 22, the last tourney, I said a few choice words, right after winning. They weren't too appreciative of that, so they fined me a little bit of money for that. So
All right,
I
can we
had.
ballpark? Can we ballpark what they find you? Like, we don't need
I'll
we
just
don't need
say
a
it,
dollar amount, but
it was 2,500. I'll just say
oh, okay.
it was 2,500. Which that's a lot of money, but it wasn't too bad after I just won 250K. So
Right.
so
Wait, that's what the Madden Bowl was? It was 250K?
Yeah, it was 250K.
My goodness. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand how people are like not taking esports seriously when you got prizes like this available. It's like, dude, they could make some serious. That's life-changing money.
That is life-changing money. Yeah, but pretty much, yeah. So I had it in my mind. I already knew if I was gonna win that I'm gonna make a joke out of this, and I'm trying to make it as funny as possible. And it happened, and it just came to my mind, so I just sat back and did it.
You just said radical, dude. I saw that. I just started cracking up. I was like, that's great. Speaking of which, how are you getting so much pressure with cover one? What is going on here?
I'm not gonna lie. I see you don't have an ability on the online, so I'm just using my ability on the D line to get to you.
Yep.
To just get into you every play. Yeah, that's pretty much how I'm doing.
He's just saying, screw it. I got a guy with an X factor. I'm gonna take that. Yeah, I get that. I should switch to Von Miller, but I'm too worried about trying to use her. I go from being down 1 point to being down 29. That's actually what I expected this entire game, so that's totally fine. Let's see if we get too a little hot here. I'm gonna look over at my notes here in a second. Let's see if we can actually get something out of this. Nope. Let's see what's over here. And the Bucks are going to take over with excellent field position to boot. So what's the next goal for you? What's I mean, you want to go win, right? Like, but what's next on the docket?
Next in the docket, it just always goes back to the content creation. That's like the biggest thing on my mind right now. I still care about competitive Madden. I still want to be the best. I'm still gonna try my hardest to make every event and things like that. But if I had like one big goal on my mind, it is, break that barrier of not only. Oh my gosh, it goes on there. It's trying to break that barrier of not only being solely just a competitive player. Just get past that. So that's my biggest thing, honestly.
Okay. What are you gonna do? With content. We've talked about content creation a lot, but like, what's the feedback been from getting on Twitch so far?
The feedback has been great. I've been streaming in the morning, and then I'll go to the gym, and I'll stream back later again at night. And the feedback has been great. My chat, they're really engaged with me. That's what really helps a lot. Having a chat that's engaged with you. So you can just keep the conversation going, and things like that. So. The feedback has been amazing. I think that a lot of people just want me to be consistent with it, and I'm really trying my hardest. I've been consistent so far, so that's my biggest thing. I say it all the time: consistency, man. Just consistent. Stay on it, man. Don't let your foot off the pedal.
Right. Oh, I caught you in the middle of doing something. I hate that. It drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, get it in before they snap. Get it in. I think I ran through most of my questions. Do you like the nickname King Henry?
King Henry?
Yeah.
Straight, just because like there were kings like named Henry, and then you have Derrick Henry, King Henry.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna
you
say because
know,
that's King Henry, right?
yeah. So I mean, it's straight. It's cool. I done had so many nicknames, man. I done had like Hen Dog. My family calls me like Man. I done had so many nicknames. I'm like cool with whatever. You know?
At what point in your Madden career are you gonna feel like I've done not done enough, but I've done it?
Right now, honestly, I'm at that point where I feel like I've done it. I won 3 in a row. I won 3 individual belts. I won the team belt. I've made every event that I was possibly allowed to qualify for. So as far as like done it, I feel like there's. Oh my gosh.
He got caught in traffic. That's all it was. That's all it was.
Yeah. So as far as like it, yeah, I feel like I've done everything possible now. It's just like not as far as like trying to get something done, but furthering myself from everybody else. I feel like that's the only thing left. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. I know. Well, you gotta run the fake jet sometimes because you got to get a guy out of the box. You got to get them to bite. That's it. As somebody who does not have the knowledge and ability of somebody like you, I have to find other ways to make players who are at a much lower level bite on things to create rush lanes. Because like I love to run trap, and I'm never going to run trap against your defense ever.
Yeah.
Because you're pinching the line, and as a former offensive lineman, the first rule is if you got the A gap stacked, you're not going to get that trap off. They're just going to blow it up. If you got somebody over the center, you're not going to get it off because you have to block back and block. You have to block back and then you get the trap through, or it's a down block. So it's like that's just never going to work.
You said former offensive lineman? Oh my
Yep.
gosh, I didn't know you played around. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I played guard and tackle back in the day. I don't look like it now, but I used to weigh about 275. I weigh about 235 now. But yeah.
How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
5'6", so,
I know.
yeah,
So if we ever meet in person, it's gonna be tall and short, but it doesn't matter because I think we know who's the giant in Madden right here. But yeah, man, it's cool. Playing gave me the knowledge necessary to be able to do what I do for work and be able to talk to people like you. I just keep going back in my head as I've ran through all the stuff that I prepared and I just think like the stories of you and Noah have very different stories, but they're equally as not maybe equally, but pretty close to equally as successful. Von Miller just got shut down on the edge. But yours is so unique in that because if you're a Madden player growing up, like I've been playing Madden since '98. Like literally the game with John Madden on the cover on PlayStation 1 because I'm older. But when I was a kid, you got online leagues barely existed. The stuff that you guys do, there was Madden Bowl, but Madden Bowl back in the day wasn't competitive. It was it was a little competitive, but it was a completely different thing. There was a TV show. I don't know if you know about this. There was a TV show. I don't remember what it was called, like Madden Tour or something.
I know it was something like a Madden bus or something.
Where they got on a bus and they played against each other and they talked trash and it was great for it was the reality TV boom and everything. So it was a popular show, but nothing like what you're doing now. I mean, the Madden Bowl back in the day had celebrities and then there'd be just the championship, but it was just completely different. It was like local tournaments. It was before MUT and everything else. And now I have not won a single tackle battle, by the way, between you and Noah all day. I thought I was pretty good at those. No,
man, you pretty much just as soon as you start running into an tackle, you just start.
See, the thing is if you spam it too much, so you're leaving yourself susceptible to some fumbles.
Yeah, I'll take that chance pretty much.
I'll just take my cut tackle. But it's that's where it was when I was a kid, and now Noah's got an esports scholarship. You've made over $500,000 playing Madden. It's like on steroids. It's a totally different, ball game and environment. What would you do if you were my age? If you were everything else in your life went the same, but you were 10 years, 11 years older than you are now. Oh wow.
I'm honestly not sure. I don't you're saying If
Yeah,
I
like
if I'm doing
let's
what
say
I
you
do, then
love
I'll
playing
play
Madden,
it.
but the tournaments you played in were like at local video game stores, and like that was it. There was no like peak, there was no upper echelon where you could actually go make money. Like you gotta be doing something different, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely be on something different. I mean, I always said if Madden didn't work, I would just go to college. You know, I've always felt like I was pretty good at math, so I would just go to college and try to do something, try to major in something that has something to do with numbers. So
What would you study? No, you're not going there this time.
I definitely was looking. I was
I'm taking it away. I refuse.
I'm honestly not sure what I would have studied. I never really looked too far into it because I haven't needed to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if I'd go to college now just because like where I'm at. But I don't know. I mean, something basic like accounting or something like that. Just something pretty basic.
Okay. And you would make a good living out of that, but it wouldn't be the satisfaction that this is. I'm sure that being successful in Madden is.
Yeah. I love
Yeah, I'm excited to see like the Henry content creator take off. Like I don't know if I want to see Henry the commentator on the future MCS unless you've willingly decided to stop playing competitively. But like, because like that would mean that you lost, and you don't want to see the king fall. But
I always said I would love to do commentating, but I also don't want to do commentating because that means I'm not the one playing. So that's like a real big thing.
Right, exactly. You want to be competing. Yeah. What is it? Do you have that competitive fire in you that just always makes you want to come back for more? I mean, like, what was it when you were playing when you were young where it was like, I got to get better? And then you're like, oh, I am good. Like, were you playing against your buddies or what was it?
I used to play my dad, and my dad would beat me, and I would cry. That was like a big thing. I got to the point where I would play my dad, and I would just start beating him by like 50 and stuff. So like that felt good. But with that, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's I don't know. I want to commentate, but I don't know.
No, I think you want to play, and it's understandable. So, at what age did you start beating your dad, and how much work did it take to beat your dad?
That's when I was 11. I was 11. I used to watch Addy cards a lot, so I saw this play. He used to run out of like 5 wide that he would just throw a completion every single time. So I just ran that play on him, and now we use the Bears, and that's when Devin Hester, he was still in the league, and he had around like 99 speed. And my dad wasn't that great at Madden, so I would just keep putting Devin Hester on the streak and throwing it everybody.
He never adjusted because he's like, I don't know how to adjust.
Yeah.
Was your dad big into video games, or was it just something you guys just did together?
No.
Oh, thought you were doubling back to take off the backside. I was waiting for you to keep carrying. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, he wasn't that big as a gamer now. He played games a little bit, but he was mainly just like do something with me and things like that.
Okay. What are your mom and dad's names?
My dad. I'm actually a junior. My dad's name is Henry, and then my mom's name is Keon.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out if I can get anything here. Probably not. Nope.
I feel like you were throwing right at me.
I was pressing it just to not take the sack. That was it. That was it. I'll be completely honest. Full transparency here. So then, your parents ended up giving you their support once you started to prove that you could make some money. I mean, I have to. Nope. Too early of a throw. See, I'm so lost offensively. I'm lost for questions I would ask. All right, let's see here. So what's your life like outside of Madden? I mean, you talk about you go to the gym, you're creating content. What else is going on in your life?
Pretty much that's all it's been, honestly. I've just been waking up. I would stream, go to the gym, come back, stream, watch a TV show. Now, that's pretty much been all my life, I've never been one of the partying type. I tried partying. It's never really been for me. So I'm pretty mellow and like nonchalant and things like that. So I just sit back, try to just let things happen.
I mean, that's conducive to getting better at Madden though, because then you're not out spending your nights, out with all the partiers. Yeah, instead you're over here getting better at Madden, so you can plan your next run to a title. What's the response like from the Madden community to your success?
The response is great. You do have, a few people that aren't gonna like you. That's just what it is. Everybody's not gonna like you, but majority of the part, I feel like I'm pretty good with people. A lot of people just like me. They keep it pretty straight with me, and I have a lot of supporters, man. That's what I will say. I have a lot of supporters. I have a lot of people that really do care about me outside of Madden, so that helps a lot.
What about some of the guys that were like on top before you came up? How have they reacted to your rise?
They reacted great. I've always been cool with just about every single person. So they always say like obviously they don't want me to win because they want to be the ones winning. But after I win or things like that, they always congratulate me. They always tell me what's up and things like that. If I can need help with anything, hit them up. So it's a lot of the Madden community is a family, man. It's really a family. There's never really anybody that's really on some just like straight like just food stuff and things like that. It's really good responses from everybody throwing it.
There are so many passes where I'm like, oh, I'm right there to pick it. Nope, user catch, just steers in front and catches it. This is how I know. Do you only play head to head then? You don't ever play any like franchise or anything now?
No, I played a little bit of franchise last year. That was just like some competitive leagues, but I've never really fully got into the franchise.
It's like I was telling Noah, I was like, I run a league. Well, I used to run a league. I retired as commissioner and handed it off to somebody else this year. Just got too many other things going on. But I'm still in that league. We got like 20 people, and it's like, I'm like, hey man, doors always open if you want to join, but I don't know if anybody else in the league would want you to join because then they know they would just get smoked every game.
Yeah, I had a few people complain about one of the leagues I was in. I was just like too good to be in there, which I understand. Like, that's fair. I even offered to leave. Like, I don't want to ruin anybody's like.
Yeah, I'm not trying to ruin the experience. Everybody should have fun here.
Yeah, everybody should. Yeah, I agree with that. And then the big thing with the franchise was that like I was just never good with the contracts, man. Like I would always because I would take over like teams and like their salaries would just be awful. So like I would play one season, I'm like, dang, I just lost all my players that I just I worked so hard to like upgrade them and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Spoken like somebody who tried to play with the Saints last few years.
Oh yeah, the Saints. That was a big one. No money there, man. No money at all.
No salary cap. One of my good buddies had played with them the last couple of years, and it was just like a tear down. It was like high level surgery trying to get that salary cap in order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think about the changes to the game this year? With field sense and everything.
I think it's actually pretty cool. I like the field sense a lot. I think like the biggest change this year that they added, I would say the user catching. The user catching is, since I've been playing Madden, this is definitely the best I've ever seen it. Well, since I've been good at Madden, so like Madden 18, I can't really speak on like Madden 13 before that. But as far as this game, this is definitely like the best I've ever seen it. So that's pretty cool because in previous years you would put like. Let's just think of somebody short. Like, who's a short defensive back? Let's just say Tyrann. Even though Tyrann is he's really great. Let's just say you put him one-on-one with Calvin Johnson. Tyrann is going to knock the ball out like the majority of the time. Now, let's say you did that same simulation in real life. That's probably not the result you're going to get. So, that's something pretty cool that they added.
Yeah, I was throwing that there just to get it out. I was like, if he's gonna score one more time, I'm gonna at least make him score from 20 plus out.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we're just gonna bank on it, but I know he's gonna be sitting on it. Yeah, I kind of agree. I did a story on the game before it launched just because I played the beta, and I was like, man, this is like the first Madden that like legit plays like football, like the way that the players move. And I agree. It was the ability to go up and catch a ball, to swat a ball. Like, it wasn't just pick or incompletion anymore. There was more variety to it. Now, of course, it has its issues, but no game's perfect.
Yeah, I always tell people that too. Like, we're always going to complain about Madden, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be one of the most difficult games to make super perfect, just because off the fact, you have your person that you're controlling, and then the other 10 players it's artificial intelligence.
Right.
It's not people that you actually control, so it's always, it can never truly be perfect.
Okay, so for a second there, I thought you were going to sit on it. And I was about to be like, hey, man, be aggressive. Put 70 on me. And then you came out and got it. And I was like, okay, all right. It's like last play against Noah. I'm like, man, I'm about to just punt it away. And he's like, no, give Stefan a chance. So I just chucked it up to Dig. Scored a touchdown on the last play. And it was like, oh, all right, I guess that was worth it.
Oh,
pick that. What are we doing?
I think I got some plays here.
You gotta be quick.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I don't know if you see it, though. You don't see it?
Oh, of course I saw it. I just thought that the press would play a little bit better than that. I was like, jam him up for like a second. I see it. You don't see it, but I see it. I'm in field goal return because why not? Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah, this is exactly what I expected. I'm just glad I put some points on the board.
You got the picture, though. You got the picture.
I mean, I know it's not that simple for people who are playing in MCS. I thought about pitching that just for the fun. I thought about it. But, hey, man, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to get down and play a little Madden, talk Madden, and get to me a little bit. And I think, you kind of told your story and got into the gist of it. But I want to see you guys get some more exposure, just kind of give people reasons to follow you. I mean, you're winning money and helping out your family. You got a ton of siblings. You've moved. You really made something out of yourself, and you would have either way. But in this realm that people don't really understand, and it's like with esports. I guess my question is, what's the future of competitive Madden, whether it's with you or not?
Future of it? I think it'll be great. I think what really needs to happen for real, for it to like really take off, is it just needs to be promoted more by like the like EA themselves and like just the upper echelons of it. Maybe like try to get like the NFL more involved or something. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. So I think it's heading in a great way. From Madden before when I first joined, I would definitely say it's bigger now. So I mean, I guess as long as it keeps transcending, like it's gonna do well. So I'm not the guy to ask for like the big like how to make it bigger and stuff. I just go out there and play.
No, you are the guy to ask. You're the face of it right now.
That is true. I guess that is a good point. So I don't know. I guess that's something I would have to figure out.
Well, I want you to know that you probably know this, but Leonard Fournette led your team in receptions.
He did?
With 8.
Actually?
Mike Evans had 7. He had more yards, but Fournette had the most receptions. So that goes to show that you are an every level passer, taking shots down the field. Obviously, I'm not throwing out the complex defenses that people in the MCS are throwing out, but you know where to take your guys who are open and scheme it up accordingly. What are you looking for offensively, I think, when you go out there and you're changing routes and everything? Are you just trying to beat coverages? Or are you trying to, like, you see a pre-snap look and you're like, this is cover 3. I need to run 3 guys to these 2/3 and get one guy open?
Yeah, so pretty much exactly that. So the first thing I do is when I come out, I just try to predict what defense you're in. I try to pay attention to tendencies too. Like, some people, like, you'll know they're blitzing because they'll come down to the line of snap with their user immediately, and then they'll just sit there. And then on other plays, instead of coming down immediately, they'll sit back for like 2 seconds because they're making adjustments, and then they'll come down and run. So like then I know they're covered. So I try to base like things off that, paying attention to tendencies, and then I just try to look at your safety. If I see 2 safeties high, I'm going to assume it's like a cover 2 or a cover 4, things like that.
What about if they roll? Because like I run a decent amount of like cover 3 where one of the safeties rolls down into like a buzz seam.
If they roll, so like with the roll, so like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not that great just because if they roll, then that means the zones are going to get like super out there. And if they're on the blitz, that means you can you're going to have more people open. You just got to get the ball out fast. So if I ever see them roll, I'm just going to assume it's more than likely zone or something like that. And then I'm just going to go to my zone beating plays.
Okay, so it's a matter of just like knowing in your playbook what beats what.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
it also helps a lot that I play this game a lot.
Yeah.
So like whenever you come out information, I see them roll. I'm like, okay, this formation doesn't have a zone play where they roll, so he's going to be a man to man because this is a man rolling play. So like it's just things like that. It also just comes to playing the game a lot and just knowing which has what.
So it's like being a Madden player is essentially like being a master of a language. Like you've played it so much that you know every formation. You're like, I know that this is not possible here, so this is going to work, and I have an exact answer for that. And you can do all that before the snap or as the ball is snapped. You know where to go. You're like Madden Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that's what Tom Brady is.
That's pretty much It's just a lot of gameplay, just getting used to a lot of things, and just applying it to everything else. You know, just try to remember what somebody did here and apply it to the next game. You know?
Okay. What's one thing that everybody needs to know about Henry that they don't know?
I mean, I could say the family. That's like the biggest thing. I care about family. That's if anybody needs to know anything about me ever, family. I love my family more than anything.
And you're playing Madden with the goal of helping your family and bettering everybody.
Yes, exactly. Perfect.
That's a good goal to have. And you get some nice hardware along the way. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty solid.
My belt actually came in yesterday.
Oh, let's see it.
Yeah.
Go get it. Go get it. Let's go look at this belt.
All right, here we go.
Look at that.
I'm not gonna lie, this one is pretty, man.
Bring it up to the camera. Bring it up to the camera. Let's see it real close. Look at that green ultimate kickoff champion. You need a picture, folks. You got it right there. Have you worn it? Have you put it on?
I haven't. I need to. It's kind of hard to put these on. I'm not gonna lie, though.
Oh yeah, they're all bulky. And...
yeah, it's a little difficult, but yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. This one looks pretty tough.
Where do you keep your belts?
I have a 2-bedroom, and I have like this. It's like 2 bedrooms, 2 closets, and all that. So I just put it in my second closet.
Oh, you don't even have it on display.
Yeah, no. I plan to frame them and hang them up. I just gotta go get it done.
Yeah, of course. Well, no, you don't want to be reminded. You don't want to get complacent, right?
Yeah.
You gotta go get more. He's like, I got 3. I want 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. You had the 3 belt run. You had was 11 for 11 was the live event, right? Like that's what you said. Okay. That's live. So basically, from here, you're setting history as long as you keep the streak going, right?
Yeah. From here, as I said before, I just separated myself from everybody else.
Okay.
Keeping the streak going. That's like as far as competitive Madden, that's like the biggest thing. You know, obviously, I want to like win the tournaments and make the belts, but I think it's much more impressive that I've made all these tournaments so far and like consistently keep going. I really do want to keep that streak going. I want to get to the point where, you know, the people who had a 4-year head start on me are like, you know, I'm looking back at them and I'm like, okay, I got more live events. You know, I really do want that accomplishment. So
you really want to like put them in the ground. Like you want to really, really the emphasis, like it's not winning is not enough. You want to win so much that like you've doubled them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you've hung a 50-point deficit on them like you just did. Yeah, but in terms of total performance, yeah, that makes sense. So it's the picture of Henry I'm getting is Madden monster who is making money with his winnings to help his family. And he's letting the whole world know along the way. He's not just beating them. He's beating them with emphasis. I am the best. And you will hear about it first.